Okay, welcome to part 4, of this series. Um, been working off camera, and I'm going to show you a little bit about how I start doing the felting and stuff like that, but I'm also going to show you some of the things I've already done. Um, so we'll start off with that, and we'll finish off with getting the felting glued down. Um, First off, the drawer. I needed to remake it because, for one thing, I didn't like how deep it was. It was actually fairly shallow compared to the rest of the box. So, what I did was I'd already taken the old one apart, and I haven't glued this or completely put it together yet. And I might do that in the next part. I was able to salvage the front and the back, and I kind of wanted to keep the back because it's shown some wear and it's broken out a little bit, things like that, so I want to kind of keep that. But to show you the difference in the depth, there's quite a bit of difference. It's almost an inch and a half. There was an inch and a half of wasted space in the back of the box. To me, that doesn't make sense. Now, could we have made a secret compartment back there or something? Yeah, sure, maybe. But I didn't want that. And there was spacers actually in here, and what that did is it allowed slop. So the drawer was sloppy. I want it to be fairly even and consistent. So, what I did was I took some 1/8 inch hardboard that I had, and made new sides and a new bottom. And since I don't have all sorts of nice, handy, fancy tooling and stuff like that, to actually make the joint here, and I did all this with hand saws and wood planes and sanding blocks, is I cut down strips that were the right height for what I wanted for the drawer. And then, so I made 4 of those. And then I cut a slit in it and broke it apart at the top of this joint, and then spaced it out with another piece of the hardboard and glued in the strip for the bottom, so that makes our joint. And so that way we have our rabbit. Is that rabbit? Yeah, I think so. For our box. And then all I had to do was cut the little tab that you see here that fits in this front groove of the drawer, and centered that on there, and we made a new drawer. And so this all still has to be glued up. I think what I'm going to do is I'll end up staining this with a really, really dark stain, just so it doesn't stand out. And the back panel will get stained regular. And since we're going to be felting the inside of this, you won't see this paint that's on the hardboard anyway. So, we did that. We now have a much deeper drawer, as you can see here, which will be nice, and that allows us to get more in here. So I'll be finishing that up a little bit later, and but then we have our drawer. So I did finish staining and or sanding and staining the box. As you can see, it's looking a lot better. I have a little bit of touch-up in some places that I need to do. But, you know, with our top on here, and then I'll put the top finish on. The other thing I was able to accomplish was the lid. What I wanted to do with the lid. So, we'll open this up, and we now have the beginning of our flip down tray. I still got to cut more dividers. I have them cut here somewhere, back behind me. We'll cut those, and then this, we will get this all stained up. I might do a trick on this, not sure yet, of what I saw on, I think it was Mythbusters, where instead of stain they just use CA glue to darken it, and that sealed it also. But so there we have our tray for in the box. So we still have quite a bit to do on this, but we'll have that like that, and we'll have some pieces across here that will help hold the pins in. But then that latches in, like, we'll have a latch here on either side, and so that way you will be able to close it, and the pins will stay in their containers until you open it up and set it back down. And we'll be making a tray for inside here, but we'll get to that later. But for right now, we need to cut our felt, or we've already cut the felt, but we need to glue it to some cardboard. And I do this for a couple of reasons. I always put the backer on the felt for a couple of reasons, and I'll tell you why. Get my pieces here. Part of the reason I do this is it just makes it a lot easier on the install. You're not possibly getting, you know, stuff on the inside of your project, and you can get it cut just the right size instead of trying to cut material, which it'll stretch and shift and stuff on you. In my opinion, it just makes it a little bit easier. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to set up and show you how I spray these down and apply the felt to my cardboard, my very expensive cardboard that I use. Cereal boxes are great. They're made out of chipboard, which you can buy sheets of chipboard, which is a little bit heavier than this stuff, and it's not that expensive, but more than likely you're going to have all sorts of different cardboard around your house that you can reuse to make all sorts of really cool stuff, which, you know, you can paint it afterwards, whatever you want to do. And I'm going to do some of those kind of projects on this channel with, you know, repurposing old materials too, which I do a lot of repurposing of materials. So what we're going to do is we're going to get ourselves set up first. And the first thing we need is something to spray on. And this is where parchment paper comes in really handy. And I'm all out. So, I might have some more around here somewhere. Otherwise, I have one other option. I'll be right back. So, take a look at my dirty shop. I have stored back here behind the camera a big roll of craft paper. So in this case, this is what we're going to use this time. Generally, I would use the parchment, and sorry about that. The reason I use the parchment is you can get the pieces off of it a lot easier because it's silicone impregnated, and it will your fabric and stuff won't stick to it. So we're just going to lay out the pieces like this, and then I've got this 3M 90, and I like this stuff because, for one thing, it doesn't have a real fine mist where it blows everywhere. It comes out kind of like spider web, so you can really give it some direction. And you can actually turn the nozzle. So right now the nozzle is set so that when it sprays out, it's spraying out this way. So you have a pattern this way, where you can turn it so the pattern is wide this way. Right now though, I'm going to do it so the spray is like this, because it's nice because it gives you a lot more control when you're spraying. So you need to spray both pieces. And I tend to do the fabric first because it likes to blow around otherwise. And this is stuff that you'll use for like putting headliners and stuff on, and it works great. Generally, you will wait until it is dry. I go a little bit sooner than that because that way, if you have to reposition anything, you have a little bit of leeway to do that. Because otherwise, once it sticks, it's stuck, and that's it. You can't do anything else. So, move some things out of the way here so I can move and get to work here. So I'm going to be out of camera a little bit here. And I always cut the felt just a little bit bigger than the cardboard, because we'll just trim off the excess afterwards. And I can already start to feel it get really, really tacky. So, and the other reason I like to do this is it will allow me time to get in my here. Sorry for the racket. It'll allow me time to get out any wrinkles and air bubbles. And for that, I just use these plastic scrapers. And I usually use the rounded edge just because it's just a lot smoother that way. So, like I said, you're going to work fairly quickly. Just like that. And I'll usually try to find the edges of my cardboard and just push the felt down around the edges of that chipboard cardboard, just so it gives it a nice edge. Like that. Like I said, you want to work fairly quickly. So I'm going to set that aside. I'm going to go ahead and set it on top of my box. That way it dries and lays a little bit flat. I don't need that anymore. Well, no, I can save that. I can build something out of that. So, get our other one up here. And again, you got to work fairly quickly so you can get those wrinkles out. And if it is not quite coming out, you can pull it up a little bit and just kind of burnish it out. And there we go. You get most of those wrinkles out. So, most of the time I will generally steam the felt so I don't have a lot of wrinkles in it, but I was trying to get this done fairly quickly. I mean, they'll pull out. So, like that. Not too bad. And when it's all done, we'll kind of brush it out once it's dried and we're getting ready to put it in. We'll just kind of brush it out and it'll look nice and fluffy. So that was the color that I picked. That's that blended blue felt. So it's got a little bit of black and gray in it. It's a nice looking felt. So now when we come back to it, I will come through with one of our cutting wheels and cut the edges off, because I've already cut the cardboard to the size of where it's going in the box. So there we go. That's that. Oh, one other thing. I have been working on the hardware. Push that off the side. On the hardware. These are the original handles for the drawer, and one of them didn't have this little dangly bit on it, if you can see that. So in keeping with the theme of what this is going to be, I'm actually going to kind of carve these down. Since they are just made out of aluminum, I'll be using Dremel and files and stuff like that, and then I will figure out how I'm going to finish or coat them. But what I'm going to try and do is, because they already partially have the shape there, and let's see if I can get this in camera real quick so you can kind of see a before and after. I don't know if you can see that or not, but that shape almost looks like a fountain pen nib when I looked at it. So what I have decided to do is I am going to carve those down to the point where they look like a fountain pen nib, and I'm also going to do that with this piece here, just to keep in the theme of what we're doing on the box itself. So I will see you on the next one, and please like and subscribe. I know I'm new here, and I'm kind of doing this blitzkrieg style with trying to put videos out every couple of days. So we'll see you on the next one, and have a good night. Bye.